Hi, I'm Greg Johnson with resourcesforlife.com, and this is episode 10 in a series of videos about how to set up a computer with Windows XP. And despite there being 10 episodes, we're actually just really getting started with this. Now, if you've watched the previous episodes, you know that the last couple of episodes involved installing a lot of updates and configuring Internet Explorer 8, which was included with some of those updates. And I just want to show you here that there were some automatic updates done, so I didn't get a chance to show you those because they were done automatically. But you can see them here. If you go to Windows Updates and you click on Review Your Update History, you can see the updates that were performed. And there are actually going to be some more updates that we need to install. So let me just back out of this a little bit and show you. If you're not familiar with it already, you go to the Start menu and then All Programs, and there's a shortcut to the website. In this case, because it's Windows XP, there's a website that this jumps to. It's the Windows Update website. And you'll notice here that in addition to Windows Update, there's an option that says Get Microsoft Update Today. Let's go ahead and do that. I want to begin this episode by showing you this Microsoft update and talking a little bit about what that means. I'm going to click on Start Now. So there are some, and then continue here at the license agreement. There are some updates that are Windows-only updates. And then there's some updates that are considered Microsoft updates, but not necessarily Windows-specific. They're still pretty important, so it's a good idea to go ahead and have Microsoft updates activated. Well, anyway, as you can see, I'm on this page getting a message about installing an ActiveX control, and that's up here in this bar that's under the address bar. And it just says if you want to install this, click here. And of course, you know, it's fine. It's something that Microsoft is installing to do these updates. So we'll go ahead and say yes. And then click on the Install button. And now it says automatic updates are turned on. I'm going to go ahead and check for updates. So now we're going to click on Express because we want to go ahead and do the Express updates. And you might be wondering, since I think probably the past 3 or 4 segments or episodes have been dedicated to, you know, doing these Windows updates, why is it that it's necessary just to keep installing more and more updates? And the reason for that is that the Microsoft updates for Windows are provided in kind of a layered fashion, I guess is the best word for it. So rather than going to the update website and having it say something like, oh, you have, you know, Windows XP Service Pack 1 from like 10 years ago, why don't we just get you straight away updated to Service Pack 3 with all the latest updates? They don't do that. So you have to kind of go through all the updates that have ever happened over the past, you know, 5, 7, 9 years, whatever it's been, since the version of Windows XP that you're installing from. So that's why this process takes a while. And obviously there are later versions of Windows XP that a person can get. And if you're a technician or somebody that works at a larger business, you probably have an enterprise version of Windows XP. In this particular case, though, I'm starting out with Windows XP Service Pack 1 because that's what this person had with their notebook computer, and that's the license that they had, and the license number from Dell, that's what they had. So anyway, that's a little explanation about that. Now, last time we had upgraded from Service Pack 1 to Service Pack 2 and then had a bunch of updates from that point. Here you can see Service Pack 3 is ready to be installed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the description there so you can see a little bit about that. Notice how it says this is just going to take 0 minutes and it's 0 KB. Well, you know, good luck with that. It's actually a lot more than 0 KB. So we're going to go ahead and accept the agreement here that pops up when we, you know, I clicked on Install Updates and this license agreement popped up. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera at this point because it's going to take a while to get this installed. Actually, I guess it's not. You know, I want to back up a little bit then. The reason it said 0 KB is probably because I had the notebook left on and it downloaded that huge update in the background during one of the 3 a.m. Scheduled automatic updates, but it didn't install it. It just downloaded it. So that saved us a little time right now. If you're doing this on your own, you may have to wait for, I don't know, 300, 400, 500 megabytes to download. So in this case, I'm going to click Next. Actually, I guess it's a good thing for the purposes of this video because there's no need to be waiting on camera for all that to happen. So at this point now there will be a bit of a delay because Windows Service Pack 3 for XP is going to start the installation process. So I'll come back. I'm going to pause the camera right now and come back when there's another dialog box. So Service Pack 3 just finished up here and it wants me to go ahead and restart the computer. Typically it'll take 20 to 40 minutes depending on the speed of the computer that you have. After restarting the computer, as was requested by the Service Pack 3 install, the first thing I'll do is just go to the Start menu and then go to All Programs and find the Microsoft Update. You'll remember that I turned that on a little while back. I'm going to find Microsoft Update. That'll take me back to basically to the Windows Update website. And let me expand this out a little bit so you can see that. And what we'll go ahead and pick here from the Windows Update website is the Express installation. Notice there's not an option to install Microsoft Update anymore because that's already been done. So that message has disappeared. We also get a reminder on the right-hand side there about automatic updates being turned on. But it doesn't indicate that there's a time when those updates will be installed. So that's something we could go and check on. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video at this point because it's going to take a while for it to scan the computer to see what updates are needed now that the Service Pack 3 has been installed. So after a short time of scanning the computer, there were a total of 58 updates discovered that need to be installed. The estimated download size is 72 megabytes, but as you've seen before, that size can be misinterpreted or underestimated. So anyway, here are all the 54 updates that are needed. And because now at this point we've been through the process quite a bit, I won't show you the entire process. The next video update is going to be after these have installed and the computer has restarted, and then I'll pick it up again with what will be at that point installment number 11 in this series. So see you then. So I've restarted the computer and all of those updates for Service Pack 3 have been installed. No more remain. I went to the Microsoft Update website. Nothing's needing to be installed. So now to wrap up this Windows XP install, I want to go ahead and install Windows Microsoft Security Essentials. And if you do a Google search for that, you'll see the website come up. And the installation is pretty straightforward. You just click here where it says to download the software, and in this case we're working with XP 32-bit, and I'm going to go ahead and say run and walk through those steps. So right now where the computer's at is it's pretty much ready for use. Some things that are going to, and you can see the steps that I'm going through here in the background, some things that will remain at this point would be Apple iTunes could be installed, Adobe Flash, Adobe Reader, some of these things that help a person get their computing done. Those could be installed, but basically it's up and running and ready. So anyway, here I'm going to say I do not want to join the program. They have some sort of online community, and I'll go ahead and say update the firewall, and then install. So basically once the Security Pack Security Essentials are installed, I'm going to go ahead and image this computer. I'm going to back up the entire computer using Norton Ghost and probably also another program which I can show you as well.